Hooker Commercial Silverwater has been in existence for in excess of a quarter of a century. We've dealt with mum and dad investors all the way to listed institutions, to large superannuation funds, so we've really seen the full spectrum. The main thing that's changed is the supply, which is completely dried up from what it once was. Particularly in inner west markets, you'll find there's no excess land or room for surplus development. So we're essentially working with existing properties, and there's increased tenant demand and the pool of assets isn't necessarily expanding. So what we found is the competitiveness from a tenant's perspective has increased significantly in the last decade. Anyone who imports goods and ultimately supplies it to an Australian consumer, any entity that's tied up in that process, whether they're storing the stock, distributing it, sorting it, etc., that's more often than not who we're leasing these industrial buildings to. A lot of tenants seek us out for our advisory services. We're finding a lot of the local companies have got knowledge that we would anticipate they would. A lot of the foreign and interstate companies, they particularly seek out information relating to infrastructure, and that's both current and future infrastructure, which could be roadways, airports, etc. A lot of them want to know where is the spot to be now and moving forward into the future, and as well as all the other little intricacies in terms of designs, efficiencies, access to motorways and so on. Traditionally, we would be merely required to provide the information, provide a chauffeured tour of the facilities, and then ultimately assist them to make a decision. Now we're expected to be far more sophisticated in our understanding of their requirement. A great example of that is understanding how they store their product, what racking systems they use, and ultimately being able to tell them what pallet capacities they can fit within a specific facility in line with their requirement. So we quite regularly get asked by developers as to what's the most functional or most efficient construction or design with these facilities. Ultimately, most developers want to be inside the heads of tenants and understand what their motivations and what their desires are. Given we have conversations with them on a daily basis, we're often the best people to relay that feedback. So we're finding more and more we're being sought to provide advice to developers. We pride ourselves on understanding the issues beyond Real Estate 101. That's economic issues, market issues that could effectively indirectly affect our clients, whether it be from a tenant perspective or a finance perspective. It's just a matter of having a total grasp on what's happening around you, so you can essentially prepare yourself for any issues to come. Well, the benefit is being able to provide a proactive as opposed to a reactive service. We're absolutely certain that we've saved our clients significant sums of money by being on the front foot and identifying an issue before it exists and being in a position to tackle it.